I'm Ed Herendeen. I'm the producing director for the Contemporary American Theater Festival, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight. You know, it's not an accident that brings people together in art. It's never an accident when artists come together. And it's not an accident that we're here tonight to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the College of Fine Arts. We're a community of artists, alumni, faculty, and students that embrace art. And our lives are better because of it. Art provides heat in cold places and light in dark places. My journey and my vocation began here in Athens, Ohio in 1977. And I don't agree with that cliche that you can't go home again. You can, and I have. Athens, Ohio, and Ohio University will always be my artistic home. Tonight, I am honored to pay tribute to my mentor, friend, and teacher, George Sherman. You know, when you're in your 20s, you don't imagine anything lasting 30-plus years. In 1977, the stars aligned perfectly over the hills of Athens, Ohio. And those of us in theater know the stars almost never align, let alone perfectly. There's always something that's off, something you wish you'd done better, something that goes wildly off track. But in 1977, everything shifted into place, and I met George Sherman, and that has made an extraordinary impact on my life, career, and work. The South African writer, Anchi Krog, describes meeting a nomadic desert poet in Senegal, who describes the role of the poets in his culture. He says, "The job of the poet," he explains to her, "is to remember where the water holes are. The survival of the whole group depends on a few water holes scattered around the desert. When his people forget where the water is, the poet shows them the way. The water is the history, the memory, the juice, and the elixir of shared experience. George Sherman knows where the water holes are." We are thrilled to present a reading from Marvin's Room by Ohio University alum Scott McPherson. George was Scott's mentor and teacher and was instrumental in helping to develop this man's extraordinary career. Brandy Burre from the cast of the HBO series The Wire will have some remarks regarding Scott McPherson. Thank you.
Scott was a student here at Ohio University in the 80s, but in his senior year, he contracted mono and was on the verge of dropping out when George Sherman intervened. Scott mentioned this episode in his life in an interview. "I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I hadn't done any writing at all. Never even thought about it. Then this professor, George Sherman, who became a good friend, convinced me to try some comedy sketches. He'd come over to the apartment, go over the scenes with me. He gave me like 10 credits, 10 hours of credit, to kept me in school. He basically made me into a writer because for some reason he thought I wrote funny stuff. That last semester, instead of dropping out, Scott wrote a one-act. George encouraged Scott to expand it into his first full-length play. Marvin's Room became his second full-length play. It went on to an award-winning off-Broadway run and eventually was made into a feature film. Scott had just finished the screenplay for the film when tragically he succumbed to AIDS at the young age of 33. But the power of his words continue to this day, tonight, to be heard, thanks to his teacher, George Sherman.
Two estranged sisters, Bessie, who has stayed home to take care of their dad, and Lee, who has just returned home for the first time in 15 years, wait in a nursing home consulting room to see about placing their father there. A bowl of candies sits on the table.
"What time is it?" You just asked me. "What is it?" 4:12. Are you tired?
No. Why? Do I look tired?
You look good.
Why did you ask me?
We've been waiting. I thought maybe you were tired of waiting.
I am tired of waiting.
That's all I meant. Why, do you feel tired?
I feel fine.
You look great.
I feel good.
The retirement home director enters and joins Bessie and Lee. Let me try to explain it again.
I understood what you were saying.
Then for your sister's benefit.
You're saying I couldn't afford to put Dad and Ruth in the nursing home even if I wanted to.
That's not what I'm saying.
It's not?
No.
What are you saying?
Let me say it this way. What does it matter what I'm saying if you have no interest in this institution?
I didn't say that.
She did.
She didn't mean it.
I think I did.
Where do you want them to end up, Bessie? At county. For recreation, they push the wheelchairs into the hall and let you watch the medicine carts roll by. And here they have computer games. They have Nerf basketball.
We have a video library, sing-alongs, date nights.
Who is Dad going to date?
You'd be surprised. Women outnumber men 4-to-1.
This is the best place we've seen.
We can't afford it, so why are we talking?
I never said that.
What did you say?
Let me get something that might help. She exits.
I know this is hard. You've done amazing things, Bessie.
I haven't done so much.
You should be proud.
I just did what anybody would do.
Anybody but me, you mean. Listen, I went back to school. I get my degree next quarter.
You should be proud of that.
I already had one freelance job doing hair on a TV commercial. It was just local. Guess how much money they paid me for one day?
I don't feel like guessing.
Guess.
$300.
That's right, $300. Why did you guess that?
Just popped into my head.
Most people would guess lower.
$300 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for one day. I feel like my life is finally starting.
Who would take care of him here?
Doctors. Did you see? They have a pool. They have a mirror ball in the cafeteria for disco night. This is a nice place. It even smells nice. Do you want some candy?
No.
I should take them all. She's kept us waiting so long, serve her right. I could give them to the boys.
No, don't steal them. I'll notice they're gone.
Oh, she's not going to accuse us. She'd be too embarrassed.
She dumps the candy bowl into her purse.
Lee! Oh, relax, or she'll think you took them.
Put them back.
I can't. They're rolling around in my purse.
The director re-enters with Xeroxes. All right, if you turn to page 4, you'll see a chart of the various state and national financial aid programs for this institution. You see that? Page 4?
I have the low impact aerobic schedule.
So do I.
Here. She takes the Xeroxes and exits.
Is the woman at the front desk a nurse?
She was wearing white.
They do that so you'll think there are more nurses around than there are. Did you touch her hands?
Why would I touch her hands?
They're ice. She has no circulation. I can't believe they let her touch the patients.
She's probably just a receptionist.
So she's a fake.
She's not a fake. She's just a real receptionist dressed in white.
Bessie opens her purse and puts about $1 and change in the candy bowl.
What are you doing?
I'm paying her for them.
Put that back.
I'm not going to steal them. It's wrong.
It's not wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
It's your money.
The director re-enters with new Xeroxes, which she hands them. Turn to page 4. You'll see a chart of the various financial aid programs available. And you'll see that you don't qualify for any of them.
So you're wasting our time.
No, It means you have to drop into a lower income bracket.
Lower?
You need to deplete your savings on non-asset acquisitions, including your home equity.
Lower?
Let me explain it again.
I understand.
Then, for your sister's benefit, you need to spend your savings and your home equity on something that has no resale value and cannot be considered an asset. 70% of our residents have done this to qualify for assistance.
What do they buy?
Mostly very elaborate tombstones. It's the perfect financial solution.
I'm gonna wait in the car.
Do you have something I can take with me?
The director reaches to pick up a brochure off the table, sees the money in the candy bowl, and looks at Lee.